Hello, folks. So it's a very early morning here in Chennai. It's still a bit dark though. I mean, it's only 5 a.m. But I just wanted to talk about many of the jobs that are out there that really don't have much of a growth, and how, say, the world, the government. I don't know how much the governments will really do their work. Probably just the world should take care of this. People in the world, communities, people who want to help the world. So jobs that are out there that don't have really a journey, a career path, or like any growth in terms of skills, and especially in terms of money. Many of these jobs, they get paid very less amount of money. Like a lot of cleaning jobs, people who actually clean places, say roads, houses, restaurants, I don't know, hotel rooms, hotels, and what else? Buses, people who clean tables in, say, workplaces, cafeteria and all. People who clean, say, workplaces, organizations, the offices and all, companies, right? And then people who actually, I don't know, who clean not just roads but sewages. They get inside manholes. I think it's illegal. There are machines to do it, but then a lot of times I've seen a lot of people get into, what do you say, septic tanks and whatnot. And apparently there have been deaths also because of the toxic gases that are there in these underground tanks, sewage tanks, septic tanks and whatnot. People don't realize it. They get into it and then they die. And since they don't get out, someone else outside is wondering, why didn't this person come out, instead of trying to call for help, because they don't realize that it can be a worst case scenario. They are which is some say poisonous gas causing the death and not some other kind of death, or say someone fainted or whatever. They just try to get in, the other person also tries to get in, and they also die, right? So basically even hazardous jobs. And then a lot of factory jobs, not just cleaning jobs, even factory jobs, right? And in terms of cleaning jobs, even cleaning trains and all, trains, flights, right? Basically anything, cleaning, say, cars. There are so many people in the world. There are so many, say, in India, let's just say, it's a very big population country, right? I've seen so many people wash cars, so many men, maybe even women, I don't know. There are probably some women also. So many men, especially people who work as security guards. They wash the cars of the people who stay in the residence where they are security guards and all, something like that. I've noticed that. And they get paid a monthly amount of money, or like some daily money, whatever, depending on the frequency they wash and all that, right? A lot of jobs, right? A lot of these jobs, people who clean houses and clean vessels in the houses, clean vessels in restaurants, clean vessels in cafeterias, like, say, workplace cafeterias and whatnot. You should see the amount of vessels and like plates, dishes that gets washed every day in my workplace in Ola in Bangalore, right? There's like too many. I sometimes wonder, should we actually use, the one thing is people who are cleaning it, that is one thing. I sometimes wonder, should we use reusable stuff, like use and throw stuff, or reusable, like currently we use reusable stuff, which is like, which needs to be cleaned up and then we can reuse it, and it's a long-term dish, like, say, the plates are fiber based, I think, or something like that, but the spoons are, I think, ever silver or something, that's what they call it. popularly, I don't know exactly, some sort of steel, right? So I sometimes wonder, should we actually just go ahead and use something like use and throw, so that you don't have to waste water, and instead just throw it off once you use it. Anyways, and you can, however, throw it off and it will be waste. And interestingly, you can also see the amount of food waste that is happening in my workplace. I'll probably talk about these in a separate video. So yeah, the people who clean, people who actually say park cars, say valet parking and all, people who are just selling food items in shops, small shops, but don't own the shop. They are not the owners of the shop, let's just say. They're just serving food, that's all. People who serve food, right? That's all. So what skill do they gain, right? And how much do they even get paid? People who are drivers, say drivers for cars, drivers for autos, drivers for, say, buses, drivers for trains. Some jobs are, yeah, skilled work, like I think metro trains and all. You need some level of skill, but it's all automated. A lot of things are automated, so you just need to know some stuff and take care of it. So how much money do they even get, right? We should try to actually enable people to have jobs that can actually give them a lot of growth, a lot of money. There is some sort of career path. I know this is like really too much to ask for, and that a lot of these people who are working what we call as menial jobs, or jobs that don't pay much. I mean, they are doing it out of compulsion, like they are forced to do it because they don't have much choice, or so does it seem, right? But can we actually help these people to earn more by doing something else, right? Can we actually help these people grow? Because many of these people who are doing all these jobs, they're not going to gain much skill, right? And even if they gain some skill, that skill is not going to be valued. Like, there's not so much value for a lot of like, I know cleaning is an important job, yeah, but most people, like, there is someone or the other to do it. Ideally, we should aim for a era where everyone's like, I won't do this job. Either the pay for the job increases, or you just find, say, a robot to do the job and help the other people. You should help the other people. It's important to help the other people because they need to survive. So then help the other people find a job and find a skill, upskill them and grow them, so that they can actually earn more, have some career path, and understand, okay, this is the next level, this is how I earn more, this is how I learn more and whatnot. So, but yeah, I mean, or else, let's just say you go to a shop which is not owned by a person. Let's just say it's a grocery shop, or a say a juice shop or a snacks shop. You just pay them money, they just give you the food or like juice or whatever, and that's all. It's kind of like a vending machine, but there's a person standing there simply taking in money and giving you something. What skill are they gaining from it, right? So I mean, is this like, what do they gain from it? Like, is this getting money, counting the money, and just giving the item and ensuring that they gave the right item? Like, even a vending machine can do that, right? Then why like, what is the skill they gain from it, like, and how do they get better, like, and all that, right? Even stationery shops and whatnot, right? Ideally, I would expect a vending machine or something to replace them, and them to actually have a better job or something, right? Like, where they can grow, where their skills can grow and whatnot, and they can actually earn more also, assuming they are not the owner of the shop. If they are the owner of the shop, they'll probably think of hiring someone else, but that's a different story. But yeah, I mean, if they're the owner of the shop, they can think about how to grow themselves, do better marketing, have more customers and all. At least they can work on those skills. But if they are some sort of like a worker and employee, I don't know, maybe they could think about this stuff too, and try to see if they can actually get paid more and whatnot, or become a partner or something. I don't know if it's possible, if the owner will agree and all that. But then still, right, like at least something. So yeah, that's that. What else? Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy stuff. Like a lot of these jobs is just unfortunate. Like billing counters, even that, right? I think people who are doing billing, they just take the item, they just scan it, or they just look at it and type it out in their billing system, or tell the amount that someone has to pay, and that's all, right? Like, what is their career path and whatnot? Like, do they become, say, some sort of manager in the store, big store, where they are having billing counters and whatnot, where they're doing billing? Uh, like, still, like, how often would that happen? Not everyone who is working in the billing counter will actually get to do that. What about receptionists, right? What about call center people? Already chatbots are replacing chatbots, chat agents, and whatnot. AI agents are replacing these customer support people, right? You can't really scale. Like, the reality is, let's say for India, you are actually building something. You can't really give them your number and say, call me for support. Especially when you're building for so many people. We have billions of people and we are supporting all of them. You can't have so many people in your call center support and whatnot. No matter how many vendors you outsource it to and whatnot, there will be a lot of waiting time for the customers to get to when there is a lot of support calls, especially during the start of a business, which is very possible because the business will have different kinds of problems and all that, right? So you would rather have chatbots try to take care of this, right? So then call center people, like, what do? Though their communication skills can be improved and whatnot, and they'll grow their communication skills, what is their career growth like? Like, what will they do after being a call center person, right? So a lot of jobs, there doesn't seem to be much growth for them, for the people working on those jobs. And ideally I would want such jobs to go away and be taken up by, say, robots and whatnot. And instead, these people who are doing these jobs, they should just say, no, I won't do this job. I would rather learn something, and there should be someone to support, some organizations, NGOs. I don't really believe government and all will do. I don't know. As of now, I think it's going to be hard. But people should support the others who are in these jobs. They should respect them, at least like in places like India, because I think in other countries, let's say US and all, people who do, say, service jobs, like, say, they are maids or drivers or whatever, they get tips and whatnot. They are valued a lot, especially, say, maids and all. Apparently they get paid a lot, right? So usually people say, I've heard Indians who are in, say, the US, Indians in the US are like, we can't afford a maid because they're really, really expensive. You have to pay them a lot. Why isn't that the case in India? Why is that you, if you want to get a maid to actually, say, clean up your house, mop up your house, clean dishes, take care of your kid, basically a nanny or a caretaker, or basically a babysitter and all, or caretaker for an adult, a very old person and all, why are these jobs not paid so much, right? Because there is someone or the other who is saying, I'll just do it for lesser money. No, I don't want people to say okay to less money, right? And I also want them to think about growing their skill, because there is always skill in the equation. And yeah, people should get paid more in general, because not everyone can gain skills. After some point, people just give up. People are old and they are like, I'm not gonna gain more skills. I don't know, it's a different thought process, something that I'm gonna think about, where you don't gain new skills but you still are earning more. Is that possible in this era? I don't know. and how is it possible and all that, how can that be possible. But yeah, I mean, ideally I would want a lot of these jobs to go away, or all of these jobs to go away, and no one to pick up this job if it comes back. Everyone should be like, who would do that job? It should be like a taboo. No one should even speak about these jobs. Similar to how some, like in India, people don't talk about sex, or people don't talk about, say, I don't know, menstruation, periods. How people don't talk about I don't know, shit or something. I don't know. People don't talk about many things, right? So people don't talk about their salaries, or people don't talk about their personal problems or health problems or whatever, right? Whatever taboo, these jobs should become taboo. No one should talk about these jobs which get paid less. And if they're going to get paid less in the future also, then no one should talk about these jobs. Instead, people should just focus on earning more. They should be really, really reluctant to do a job that is getting paid less. And they should do whatever they want to actually ensure that they get paid more. They should be very, very selfish. So even if they're doing whatever job, either they should say yes to this job and get paid a lot, or they should just say no and just move on and be like, no dude, just if you want to clean your toilet, go clean it up yourself. You messed it up, you clean it up yourself. There's actually a scene in one of these movies that I saw. The movie is called Chitta in Tamil. There are also other versions in Malayalam, in Telugu, Kannada, and all, I think. Telugu also probably, and probably even Hindi. I don't know. So one of these scenes. So basically, the one of the characters, a woman, is actually a cleaner. She cleans up places, toilets, and all. I mean, she cleans up places, actually public places, and say garbage and whatnot. Garbage on the road and whatnot, right? So she's walking on the road with someone, her colleague, and someone, she's walking on the road, and someone from a house gets out and says, hey, can you just clean, not can you, just, they just say, this guy just comes up and says in a very egoistic way that, and a very arrogant way, as if he's very important and like he's above them. He comes and says, hey, clean up my toilet, I'll pay you $50 or $100, something like that. And I think he says it to one of the guys who's walking, or this woman who is a pretty main character in the movie, and finally they're like, no, they won't, and he says, I'll pay you more, just come. And then the woman is like, basically the woman says, don't go to the guy, and she's also not, the guy is very old, and the woman is a bit a younger woman, and she is saying, you actually shit in your toilet, you go ahead and clean it. And this guy gets very, very pissed off, and he tries to actually go into a fight, kind of like a fist fight, and the protagonist, who is actually standing there, is like, don't, and then at some point the protagonist just pushes him off, or like slaps him off, and then he falls down on some sewage or something, or some garbage or something, and messes himself up. It's a very weird and funny situation, and also a very I don't know, it's just a very awkward situation, but finally just ends there. Basically this is to show that people who are just doing cleaning jobs, say cleaning toilets or and whatnot, they are not gonna get paid much. For example, I remember one time, this was when I was in, say, I think 6th grade, 7th grade, something like that, right? Probably between my 6th grade and 9th grade, somewhere between that. Sometime my toilet was clogged, right? And they called some old guy to actually help with this. And you know what he did? He literally used his hands to actually unclog it up. Okay, he literally used his hands. Okay, and then he cleaned up his hands. I don't know how much he got paid. And then later, at some point, he got really old, and then he died. I used to always wonder, like, come on, he used his hands. And there are a lot of people who actually get into septic tanks, basically tanks that are full of like shit and whatnot, or sewage tanks and whatnot. Like they get into it and they clean it up and whatnot. This is it's just a very weird job. It shouldn't be done. I think it shouldn't be done. It's very unhygienic, and why should they do it, right? Why should a human do it? Is my question. A lot of people are like, no, these people are forced to do it, right? And like that shouldn't be the case. So yeah, I mean, I just think this shouldn't happen, and instead machines should take over, and or these people should just get paid a lot, right? Because the people who are getting these jobs done, they get paid a lot. They have a lot of money. So yeah, people should know their value. People should know the value of their work, and just ask for more money. Either people give them the money or they just move on. And these people who are asking for more money, they should also have more skills to be able to just say no to this job and be able to go for some other job, and not have the compulsion and or like a lack of choice to say to be and there shouldn't be a lack of choice, because if there's lack of choice, then they'll have to say yes to these jobs. There should be a lot of choice for them to do other jobs that gets paid more, even more and whatnot, so that they can just say no to this job and be like, I have better jobs to do. So yeah, so that's all I had for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.